Are you ready for the next color? In the bottom right-hand corner, underneath red, write the color blue. No, underneath blue, write the color red. Y'all have it? Let's talk about the red personality. Now, the red personality wants to be in charge. They want to be the boss. They're great organizers. You'd want a red in charge of your company, wouldn't you? You wouldn't want a yellow in charge of your company. Oh, we'll just give all the money to the poor. Would you want to have a blue in charge? Let's take today off every day, yeah! Party. No, that wouldn't be good, would it? So the reds are the organizers. They like to be the boss. They like to be in charge. And they're all about the money. Bottom line people. Politicians are red, aren't they? Elect me so I can tell you what to do. Does that sound familiar? Donald Trump would be red, right? You're fired. Reds are the organizers. They have the biggest organizations in network marketing because they're great organizers, and they make the most money in network marketing. Reds are pretty easy to recognize because the red will say, how many people do I have to recruit to make $5,000? That's red. That's all they're concerned about is bottom line results. Now the reds, they don't listen either. But they don't listen because they have a different reason. The reds don't listen because they already have all the right answers. Why would they listen to our stupid little opinion? Because they already have all the right answers, and they're never wrong. For instance, did you ever see Archie Bunker? That's red. He had all the right answers, never wrong. Or George Jefferson, all the right answers, never wrong. But the reds will get something organized. They'll be great leaders, and they're going to make you the most money. How many people here would like to have a bunch of reds in your organization out there building a business? Wouldn't that be awesome? They'll make you a lot of money. So the reds, they don't listen. And every red you meet thinks they're yellow. Just ask them. They say, what color are you? So, oh, I'm yellow. I'm just trying to help these poor losers by telling them what to do. But you and I know they're red. Now, reds are very direct. They want you to get to the point, tell them the facts, and quite honestly, the reds aren't that interested in saving a few dollars. And about the trips, well, they'll win all the trips because they have to be number one. But they really don't want to go because a lot of times they can't do business on the trip, but they will go because they want to be a leader to their team. So it's not the trips, it's the recognition and being number one. Now, reds love recognition. If there's a contest, they want to win it. They want to be number one. If they're number one, they're going to say, well, let me call up all my friends and say, I'll call up number 2 through 10 on the list, and I'm going to call them up and say, hey, I see you came in number 2, loser. I'm number 1. They go right on down the list. Very, very competitive. And recognition, oh, if there's recognition, they should get it. Would you like to see how a red receives recognition? Let's say there's a trophy, and here's how a red would receive the trophy as being recognized. Thank you for the trophy. I worked hard for it. And you were all losers. Well, would you like to see how a yellow got that same trophy? If the yellow won, yeah, fat chance. But if a yellow won, I don't deserve it. Let's give it to Mary. She has a sick kitten. No. Would you like to see how a blue got that trophy? Woohoo! Let me tell you about my trip to Disney World. Oh, there's umbrellas on the drinks over there. Hey, let's see that squirrel. And they're off at 200 kilometers an hour in the other direction. So the reds want to win, and they love recognition. So if there was a picture in the newsletter of somebody did something good, they want it to be themselves. So the reds understand they want recognition. They want to achieve, they want to build, they're great organizers. Shall we invite a red to the meeting? So let's do a little red language, because we want to talk to them in their language. So to a red, I might say something like this. We have a meeting tomorrow night. Be there, we're talking money. What kind of money? Big money. Massive amounts of money. Not that little money from a job, but the huge amount from having your own business. All right, here's your chance to fire the boss. Be your own boss, have your own organization. You can tell them what to do, and finally get the recognition that you deserve, and get those big bonus checks so you can buy that red Ferrari you always wanted, drive back to where you used to work, drive into the parking lot, leave rubber marks all down the parking lot, roll down the window and say goodbye, losers. By the way, how many reds do we have here? You can tell the reds, their hands are up. We're the best color. We don't need those other stupid colors. All right? Yeah. So reds are very focused. My wife is red. All right? Whenever I have an independent thought, she says, don't you do that again. So, reds come to that giant banquet. See all the big round tables, what's the reds going to do? Grab the microphone, take over the meeting, start reorganizing the tables. They are in charge. And all the other people are waiting for them to come and take charge. And the yellows appreciate reds, because you know what the yellows do. You get 12 yellows together, they have a little meeting, and it's time for lunch. And one yellow says, where should we eat? The next yellow says, well, I'll eat where you want to eat. I don't want to offend anybody. Next one says, well, I'll eat where everybody else agrees to eat. They're going to starve. Nobody's going to make a decision. They're waiting for some red to come in and say, we're going to order sandwiches, and that say, oh, thank you, thank you. All right. How many people here know some reds in your life? All right. So let's learn to talk red. That's bottom line, get to the point, no stupid chit chat. You can save 2%. No, I don't care about 2%. Where's my money, right? So let's invite them to the meeting. And the example I used was this. I said, hey, we have a meeting tomorrow night. Be there. We're talking what kind of money? Big money, huge money, massive amounts of money, like that little money from a job. Here's your chance to fire your boss, be your own boss, have your own organization, tell them what to do. Finally get the recognition you deserve. You can be number one wherever you are. Maybe buy that red Ferrari you always wanted. Drive down to where you used to work, leave rubber marks in the parking lot, roll down the window and say goodbye, losers. And with that invitation, every red will be there 30 minutes early, reserve the entire front row. They have their money out ready. They're ready to crush the world. Reds are excellent. Everybody here probably would like to have tons of reds in your organization, but blues are pretty good too, aren't they? And so are yellows. But I want you to imagine that the person sitting next to you right now is a red. So turn to them and invite them to the meeting. Just talk bottom line stuff. And don't tell them how much fun we're going to have in the cocktail party at the next convention. They don't want to know that. They'd rather just own the convention, right? So everybody ready? Turn to your partner and invite them in red. Okay. Everybody ready? Would all the blues please stop talking? Would all the reds release your hostages? How many people are ready for the next color? All right. The last color, as you see, all these colors have good points and bad points, right? But the last color only has good points. It's green. So in the bottom left-hand corner, put green. By the way, did I mention that's my color? So let me tell you about the green people. It's probably a dramatic effect for the green. But I'll tell you about green people. These are boring people, personality-free, charisma bypassed, socially challenged, and these are the engineers, the accountants, the bookkeepers, the scientists, the computer nerds, and we're the perfect color. These people can be described in one word: information. These are the people that drive you crazy by saying, I can't join until I research this for 30 more days. And I'll have a multi-tab spreadsheet compared to every other shopping service on the internet and check my internet speed to see if I get the maximum savings so I can bid on the car. How many people here have ever been to one of these green people who can't make up their mind, they can't make a decision, they have to figure it all out on their own and know every answer before they make the next step? That's us. So the greens are the nerds of the world, and these people have difficulty joining your business because you have to be patient because they have to know every answer because they're all about information. But once they join, how cool is that? They will never do anything else because they've researched every other possibility in the known universe, so this is it. So they'll stay with you for a long time. So if you want to think about greens, think about Spock on Star Trek. It's all about the data, all about the percentages, all about comparison, all about performance, all about the information. Now, let's talk about greens. They're going to have difficulty talking to people, aren't they? They're going to have difficulty meeting people. So these are the people that sit on the internet the whole time, moving pixels from one side of the screen to the other. And they don't want to talk to anybody. Oh, no, they're going to send them to a landing page that sends them to an autoresponder, that sends them to a series of videos, that sends them to a survey page, that sends them to something. Hopefully they will sign up without any human contact at all. That's the greens. We avoid people. We're the ones with books reading in the back of a party. So are we party people? No, there's people there. We like travel, well, we might want to see something new, okay? But we're interested in every percentage of every saving. And so you're going to have to be patient with these people. You can't sell them. They have to convince themselves. So let me tell you what happens. You sit down with the green, and he says, okay, I need to research everything, and it's going to take me about 3.5 weeks, and I'll get back to you in 3.5 weeks. So 3.5 weeks later, you call, and the green says, oh, I'm sorry, I apologize. My research finished 47 hours early, based upon my original estimate. So I logged on, signed myself up, gave myself a cool computer number, 007, and I'm already a member. These people sign themselves up. Once they're convinced, it's done, but you have to be patient to give them the information. So let's take a look at the greens. Now, a green comes to the banquet, the big round tables, right? No, he doesn't. There's people there. The green's at home on the internet. They don't even show up to the banquet. And as a green, you don't see me at many social events. And I'll tell you why. Because I have learned how to speak red. So I'm sitting at home on my computer, having fun, internet, moving pixels, avoiding people. My wife comes in and says, hurry up, we got to go to this party. My wife's red. So I simply say to my wife, that party's not very organized. They need somebody to take charge. Boom, she's gone. and I can work all night. So it pays to know how to speak the other color language. So let me tell you about greens. If yellows are the huggers of the world, the greens are the anti-huggers. You want to see two greens hugging? One will stand over there, one will stand over here. They might even look at each other. That's a green hug. Yellows, they're professional huggers, right? How do blues feel about hugging? Well, hugging sounds like fun. How do reds feel about hugging? Well, how much money would I make? So, as you see, people see the world 4 different ways. Think about, well, you're probably thinking, wait a minute, how does a green get a trophy, right? How does a green do with recognition? All right. So, remember the yellow? What happened when the yellow got the trophy? Ooh, I don't deserve it. Give it to Mary. She has a sick kitten, right? How did the blue do with the trophy when they got it? Oh, yeah, let me tell you about something else. I already forgot about it. Reds, I win and you are all losers. And greens, we don't get trophies. We never get started in time because it would take us so long to investigate everything. So would you like to know how to invite a green to a meeting? Because the greens are scared to come because there's people there, right? So here's the words we're going to say. We have a meeting tomorrow night. Would you please come? I need your opinion. We're going to sit where? Way in the back of the room where nobody will bother us. Nobody's going to ask us to buy. And bring a huge notebook because there'll be lots of information. Maybe an iPad as a backup. And at the end of the meeting, hopefully we'll have enough information to begin our preliminary research. And that's the green. That's how you get greens to come to the meeting. And they're going to be comfortable because you're talking their language. Because if you talk blue language to the green, you'll probably give them a heart attack. You say there's going to be people there. Ah! And we'll have to talk to them. Ah! And we'll have fun. Ah! So if you're blue and you see a green, stop talking blue. You know, take a bunch of drugs, slow yourself down, and talk green. So are y'all ready? We're going to invite our partner. They're going to pretend to be green, so you just have to sit there and look bored, right? And to the green, we're going to say, please come, we need your opinion. We're going to sit in the back of the room. Nobody's going to bother us. There'll be lots of information, so bring a huge notebook, maybe an iPad backup. And at the end of the meeting, we have enough information to begin our preliminary research. Y'all ready? Grab your partner. One person's going to have to be the boring green. Let's begin. All right, do we all have the green mastered? Now, let's move on. How many people here feel that you could talk 4 different languages if you had to? The language is easy. That's not the hard part. The hard part is figuring out what color they are, right? So I'm going to show you what happens and how to figure out what color they are so you talk to them in the right language. Because if you talk to them in the right language, you could get them to join in probably a minute. Because you will talk the way they understand the world. So first of all, let's see. How many people here know what color you are? How many people here don't know what color you are? All right. How many people here wouldn't raise your hand no matter what I said? All right. Let me give you some hints so you can figure out what color you are. How many people here are outgoing? All right. What two colors are the outgoing colors? Red and blue. So if you're outgoing, you're either a red or a blue. You say, well, how do I know which one? Well, if you're talking, you're blue. And reds know who they are because they're the best color. They don't need these other stupid colors. They rule the world. They're number one and they're best. It's pretty easy, isn't it? So who are the quieter people? Oh, wait, they don't raise their hands. I forgot. All right, so those are what colors are the quieter people? Yellows and greens. So if somebody's quiet, you know, they're yellow or green. And you say, well, how do I know which one? Well, first of all, check for a personality. If they have one, they're yellow. Or give them a hug and see what happens. Now, you may not know what color you are because you say, well, I'm a little bit of this, a little bit. Well, it's true. Some people are maybe blue, but maybe a little bit yellow because they care. Or maybe they're like Thomas. He's totally blue, but he has some red. He wants to make money too. So usually there's one primary color, maybe a little bit of another. Are we all okay with that? You know, it's okay for blues to care, right? It's okay for reds to pretend to care, right? Enough red jokes. Okay, so if you don't know what color you are, trust me, all your friends do. Just ask them. So how many people now have a pretty good idea what color you are? And if you feel that you're, oh, I'm a little bit of all the colors, that just means you're schizophrenic. So I'll just leave those people alone. Let me show you what happens, and this will explain why people have not joined your business. It's not because they don't want to save money. It's not because they don't want to earn money. It's because we talk to them in the wrong language. That's it. So it doesn't matter what language you are. Don't change. You can't. All you want to do is learn the other three languages. When you talk to those people, they get it. So let me show you why people don't join. I want you to imagine a green personality giving a presentation to a blue. The name of the company starts with D. It's the fourth letter of the alphabet. They were incorporated in New Jersey where the officers and director liability is less. Let me read you Article 1 of the corporation. What's the blue thinking? Fall on the sword. But does the green stop? Oh, no. Let me tell you about the second letter, which is U. And by then, the blues, they can just kill me now. I'll jump off a cliff. Please push me. But no, the green doesn't stop. They explain every final percentage of the marketing plan. And the blue died of nervous exhaustion. You know. Is there any chance of the blue joining? No. And it has nothing to do with whether the business is good or not. It's just that they were presented to them in the wrong color. I want you to imagine a blue personality giving a presentation to a green. Could you see that? Hey, you got to join. It's going to be so much fun. You're going to meet lots of new people. Get to talk all the time. We go to parties and traveling. And what's the green thinking? Get to the point. What's the name of the company? What's the first letter of the alphabet? What's the second letter? Will the blue ever give enough details for the green? No. And the green won't join. So if you're blue, you might want to say, here's a giant stack of books, literature, website links, and stuff, and I'll just get back to you in a few weeks. And the green would be okay with that. Now, imagine a yellow personality giving a presentation to a red. We have this meeting, ready to come, but we all sit in a semicircle so everybody's equal. And after the cookie giving ceremony, we sing Kumbaya, then there's a group hug. And what's the red thinking? Exterminate these people. They're using up valuable oxygen. Will the red ever join if you talk to them in the yellow language? No. I'll do it. It's going to be ugly. But would you like to see a red giving a presentation to a yellow? Give me all your money, then I'll tell you what it is. Okay, here you go. So how many people here have figured out that we, no matter what color we are, we have to learn to talk the other three colors? And talking that language isn't too hard. If you spoke English, and I spoke German, but I could speak a little bit of broken English, wouldn't you want me to talk to you in broken English? Of course, and rather than perfect German. We have to talk to them as best we can in their language. But finding out what color they are, we're going to do a little test here to see how well you do. Now, if you're in the front row, we're just going to ask you to turn around and look at row number 2. To meet somebody you don't know, row 3, look at row 4, 4, 5, and fake it after that. Anyway, I'm going to find a partner, and you're going to have a chance to talk to them for about 2 minutes. And during these 2 minutes, you can talk about anything you want. Popcorn, your favorite cat, the weather outside, I don't care. But I want you to listen to see if you can pick up hints of what color they are. Would you like some hints before you have your little conversation? All right? So when you turn to your partner, and your partner says, "Oh, you go first, here's some cookies," what color would they be? Yellow. If you turn to your partner, they're already talking, what color would they be? If you turn to your partner, and your partner says, "I go first, let me tell you what color you are," red. If you turn to your partner, their arms are full and says, "I don't want to participate," green. So are you all ready? Grab your partner, have a little conversation. 2 minutes. Let's see if you can pick out what color they are. Let's begin. Okay, how did we do? Are we ready? Looks like we have a lot more blues than we thought. All right, let's do a survey. Number one, how many people here found out what color your partner was? Number two, how many people here would like to have some more hints to find out quicker? So let me give you a couple questions you can ask in the few minutes we have remaining. Are you ready? If you want to find out somebody's color quickly, 3 questions. Number one, what do you do for a living? Now, what they do for a living may not be accurate, but it'll give you a pretty good hint. I mean, they might be a yellow person that did really good in customer service, so they made them a manager, and now they have to fire people. That's a red job, right? But if you find out what they do for a living, it might give you a hint. So if they say, I'm a kindergarten school teacher, that might give you a hint. True? Question number 2 you can ask in conversation is, what do you do in your free time? Now, if you ask them what they do in their free time, they get to choose what they do in their free time, right? If they say, I read a book and I'm on the internet, what color would that be? Green. If they say, I knit woolen ashtrays for homeless people, yeah. Blue says, it's all free time, right? Red says, I don't need any free time. I'm busy working on my career. So that's probably the more accurate one. But here's the third question. You say, what do you like most about whatever you do in your free time, or what do you like most about your career? And listen, because that question exposes their feelings. What do you like most? So let me show you a little example. You're at a party, and you say, what do you do for a living? I'm a kindergarten school teacher. We're thinking yellow. And you say, what do you like most about being a kindergarten school teacher? Well, you know, the children are really small, about 5 years old. You can boss them around, rule with an iron fist, give them the discipline they deserve. Maybe red, huh? So asking those 3 questions will help you determine somebody's color very, very quickly. So let me finish by saying, once you know their color, you can motivate them. Now, helping people motivates yellows. Traveling motivates blues. You say, we got a trip coming up. Woohoo, we're on. Reds, money, recognition, power. Don't bother with the greens. All right. So I'll show you just one technique. We'll use a red technique, because how many people here would like to get reds to do anything you want? How would you like to push that giant red button on their forehead anytime you want, and there's nothing they can do about it? They may even know you're doing it, but they can't stop it. So here's a little formula for motivating the reds. Number 1, compliment. Give the reds a compliment. And they say, compliment? Yeah, you're right. I'm great. Step 2, give them another compliment. You're a genius. You recognize my brilliance. Step 3, give them a challenge, something that might be difficult for them to do. Would you like an example? Who are all the reds here? All right, raise your hand real high, all the reds, all right? So if you had a red member on your team, you'd simply say this. You are the best sponsor in the state. And you know more people than anybody else. But last week, Mary brought 3 brand new people to the opportunity meeting, and I'm not sure you could ever bring quite that many. What are you thinking, Reds? Mary's going down. I'm going to have 4, 5, 8, 10. I'm going to bury Mary, right? You are the most talented and give the best presentation of anybody on my team. And You're the hardest worker I know. But last month, Mary set a brand new company record by personally sponsoring 8 new goals. And I'm not sure you could ever break her record. And the Reds know you're doing it to them, but they have no defense. There's nothing they can do about it. So you can push that big red button anytime you want, and that's what us Greens do for entertainment. So it's fun. So how many people now feel that you can communicate with people better so you can get those other 3 out of 4 that just didn't get it? So for our homework, I ask you to do 2 things. For the rest of your convention here, just look around and try to determine if people are red, yellow. Think about your relatives. Think about the people you're sitting next to. And start observing what color they are. The more you practice, the easier it gets. And number 2, the second thing I'd like you to do is every time you see a red, push that giant red button on their forehead, just so you can have control. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dean.